In ancient times, back before there was anything good to watch on television, families used to sit around at night and entertain one another by telling stories or reading plays or reciting poetry. It was quite romantic. While we're sitting around during the COVID-19 pandemic, with nothing else to do while we're waiting for the next episode of Tiger King to come on, I thought I would revive this tradition a little. And I'm going to start it with a poem I first heard my grandfather recite pushing 30 years ago. And the day I heard him recite it, I thought, man, I got to learn that. So here it is. The Ballad of Jacob Kane by Edward E. Paramore, Jr., begging the pardon of Robert W. Service. Oh, the North Country is a hard country that mothers a bloody brood, and its icy arms hold hidden charms for the greedy, the sinful, and lewd. Strong men rust from the gold and the lust. It sears the Northland's soul. But the wickedest born, from the pole to the horn, was the hermit of Sharptooth Shoal. Now Jacob Kane was the hermit's name in the days of his pious youth, ere he cast a smirch on the village church by betraying a girl named Ruth. But now men quake at Yukon Jake, the hermit of Sharptooth Shoal, for that is the name that Jacob Kane is known by from Nome to the Pole. He was just a boy in the parson's joy, ere he fell for the gold in the muck. He learned to pray, the hogs in the hay, on a farm near Keokuk. But a service tale of illicit kale and whiskey and women wild drove their morals clean as a soup tureen from this poor but honest child. He longed for the bite of a Yukon night and the northern lights' weird flicker, or a game of stud in the frozen mud and the taste of raw red liquor. He wanted a mush along in the slush with a team of husky hounds, or to fire his gap at a beaver hat and knock it out of bounds. So he left his home for the Helltown Nome on Alaska's ice-ribbed shores, and he learned to curse and to drinking worse till the rum dripped from his pores. Now the boys on a spree were drinking it free at a Malamute saloon. Dan McGrew and his dangerous crew took shots at the bar spittoon. And the kid on his stool banged away like a fool at a jagtime melody, while the barkeep vowed to this hard-boiled crowd that he'd cremate Sam McGee. Then Jacob Kane, who had taken the name of Yukon Jake the Killer, would rake the dive with his 45 till the atmosphere grew chiller. And with a sharp command, he'd make 'em stand and deliver their hard-earned dust, then drink the bar dry of rum and rye, as a Klondike bully must. Yeah, tough as a steak was Yukon Jake, hard-boiled as a picnic egg. He washed his shirt in the Klondike dirt and drank his rum by the keg. In fear of their lives, or because of their wives, he was shunned by the best of his pals, an outcast he from the camaraderie of all but wild animals. So he bought him the hold of Sharptooth Shoal, a reef in the Bering Sea, and he lived by himself on a sea lion's shelf in lonely iniquity. Miles away in Keokuk, IA, did a ruined maiden fight to remove the smirch from the village church by bringing the heathens light. And the elders declared that all would be spared if she carried the holy words from her Keokuk home to the Helltown Nome where lived those sinful birds. So 2 weeks later, she took a freighter for the gold-cursed land near the pole. But heaven ain't made for a lass that's betrayed. She was shipwrecked on Sharptooth Shoal. All hands were tossed in the sea and lost, all but the maiden Ruth, who swam to the edge of the sea lion's ledge, where abode the love of her youth. He was hunting a seal for his evening meal. He handled a mean harpoon when he saw at his feet not something to eat, but a girl in a frozen swoon, who he dragged to his hair by her dripping hair and rubbed her knees with gin. When she opened her eyes, to his great surprise, revealed his original sin. His 8 months beard grew stiff and weird. It felt like a chestnut burr. But he swore by his gizzard in the Arctic blizzard that he'd do right by her. But then the cold sweat froze on the end of her nose till it gleamed like a Tekla pearl, and the bright hair fell like a flame from hell down the back of this grateful girl. Hopeless rake was Yukon Jake, the hermit of Shark-Tooth Shoal. The dizzy maid he re-betrayed and wrecked her immortal soul. He rowed her ashore with a broken oar and sold her to Dan McGrew for a husky dog and some hot eggnog, as rascals are wont to do. Now ruthless Ruth is a maid uncouth with painted cheeks and lips. She sings rough songs to the drunken throngs that come from the sealing ships. And for a rouge-stained kiss from this infamous miss, they'd give a seal's sleek fur, or perhaps a sable, if they are able. It's much the same to her. Oh, the North Country is a hard country that mothers a bloody brood, and its icy arms hold hidden charms for the greedy, the sinful, and lewd. Strong men rust from the gold and the lust that sears the Northland soul. But the wickedest born, from the pole to the horn, was the hermit of Shark-Tooth Shoal. And that's the way they did it back in the old times. Post your own. We'd love to see it.